Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Monday, July 3rd, 2023. Welcome to day 895. A civil rights group demanded that the federal government end Harvard's special admissions treatment for children of alumni, saying the policy discriminates against applicants of color in favor of less qualified white candidates. Following last week's Supreme Court ruling that rejected race-based affirmative action, 3 civil rights groups filed a complaint with the Education Department claiming that Harvard's preferences for legacy applicants violates a provision of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which bans racial discrimination in programs that receive federal funding. 70% of legacy admissions to Harvard are white, compared with about 40% of regular applicants. Legacy applicants are also more than 5 times as likely to be admitted than non-legacy applicants. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court blocked Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, which aimed to cancel up to $20,000 of student debt for up to 40 million American borrowers. In a 6-3 decision, Chief Justice John Roberts wrote for the majority that the Biden administration exceeded its authority when it used emergency waiver powers tied to the pandemic to wipe out more than $400 billion in federal student loan debt. Biden, however, announced that he'd be taking a new path toward loan forgiveness using a different legal authority, the Higher Education Act. The 1965 law allows the Secretary of Education the authority to compromise, waive, or release debt. The new plan, however, may not be implemented before the 2024 election. In the meantime, Biden said his administration would offer a temporary 12-month ramp repayment program for student loan borrowers. The Education Department won't refer borrowers with missed payments to credit agencies for 12 months to give them a chance to get back up and running, Biden said. The Supreme Court also ruled in favor of an evangelical Christian web designer who refused to work on same-sex weddings despite a state law banning discrimination against gay people. The justices, once again divided 6-3 along ideological lines, said that Lori Smith, who opposes same-sex marriage on religious grounds, has a free speech right under the First Amendment to refuse to endorse messages that she disagrees with. Justice Neil Gorsuch wrote the majority opinion, saying Colorado seeks to force an individual to speak in ways that align with its views but defy her conscience about a matter of major significance. Justice Sonia Sotomayor, in her dissent, said the court's ruling was part of a backlash to the movement for liberty and equality for gender and sexual minorities, and that it constitutes a type of reactionary exclusion, calling it heartbreaking and a grave error and profoundly wrong. And finally, Vice President Harris warned that there is a national movement afoot to attack hard-won and hard-fought freedoms, following the Supreme Court's recent decisions. Harris said, "This is a serious moment and fundamental issues are at stake, so fight we must." Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, meanwhile, added that the Supreme Court is signaling a dangerous creep toward authoritarianism, adding that they are expanding their role into acting as though they are Congress itself. And in the polls, ABC News says 52% of Americans approve of the Supreme Court's decision to restrict the use of race as a factor in college admissions, while 32% disapprove and 16% say they don't know. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.